Unless you are creating Word document strictly for yourself, at some point you will likely want to share your document with others. Maybe even collaborate on them with other people. That's gonna be the focus in this chapter. Beginning with an old-fashioned method that's still very popular, and that's just to simply print your document out. We are going to look at some of the print options as we can work with our document. You can see from the bottom left corner we have 10 pages in total. There's a total number of words at the bottom. If we wanted to print this out, we simply click the File tab and go down to the Print. Ctrl plus P as in print you use in your keyboard shortcut. I am just going to open up this dialog and the print dialog. From here, you are going to see the nice little thumbnail represent of first page in your document. And you can go through this using arrow or navigate button to see what this looks like. You can zoom in and out to get feel for side-by-side pages, for example, or zoom in into really look at the content itself. Using the arrow below will let you back and forth between those pages. If it's ready to print, it's time to go to here and left hand side and look at some of the options. For example, up here, copies. Whatever you choose last time you printed is going to appear here. For me it's 3. You might see 1, but we can use these up and down arrows to change the numbers of copies. We can even type the number of numbers if you wanted to, like 5. Next you will see your default printer, but click this drop down, there are some other options. You may have multiple printers connected, maybe even on the network, and you can select them from here. If you have like me and only have one, there are some other options such as print into PDF. This is same as saving to PDF, but it's going to create a PDF version of your document, a read-only document. The same thing for Microsoft XPS, the Microsoft version of the read-only document. You can even send to OneNote if you wanted to. If you use OneNote and you want to send this document to your notebook, you can do so right from here. We are going to leave our default printer selected, as though we are going to print the pages in this document, 5 copies. Notice down below for me I see print on one-sided. Your printer might be able to print two-sided, mine's not. So printing one side is a default here. Of course, with the 6 printer 10 page document, printing 5 copies I wanted to be collated. I don't want to see 5 page 1 comes out the 5 page 2s and so on, and have to do the collating myself after the fact. Why not let Word do it? That's all 10 pages will print out, then all 10 pages will print out again. Everything will be in order. Notice we can change things like orientation. We can switch landscape from here, paper size, change up our margins and down at the bottom, the number of pages per sheet. Now if you're going to hand this out like to hand out as opposed to giving people to real document, you might want to squeeze the couple of pages on each sheet of paper. Click the drop down and you will see some presets here like 2 pages per sheet. Clicking that is going to print a smaller version of your page, 2 of them side by side in landscape. And people will be able to look at the pages, not necessarily work with the document that way you intended. Click the drop down again. You can even smaller if you wanted to, with 4, 6, 8 or 16 pages per sheet. Those would be teeny little thumbnails. Let's go back to 1 page per sheet. When you are ready to print, you simply click the print button and there you go, using the settings you are selected down below. Lastly, if you wanted to print 1 or 2 pages here and there, you will notice printing all the pages is a default. Click the drop down if you want to print just the page you are looking at, the current page. Or for example, if you wanted to print out something you don't see, like the document information that's stored with your document, properties, file name, the author, the date and time it was last saved. You can see styles down here, lots of things you can print out besides the document itself. You can even choose to print only the odd or even pages. For me and my printer that prints only one-sided only, this is the handy option. I could print out all the odd pages, then turn the stack upside down, put it back into printer tray and print out the even pages on the back. I get two-sided printing on the old-fashioned manual way thanks to these options. But let's just leave it to printing all pages. Again, if you want to print out individual pages, there are one last field down here to talk about. Click in here. If you want to print page 1 and 3, for example, you type 1, 3. If you want to page 1 to 3, you could type 1-3 or maybe 1 to 3 and 6, 6 at the end. Any combination thereof will allow you to print exactly pages. Otherwise, you can see we are printing all pages in our document. Clicking print will send them off to your printer and you are done. You will hit back arrow to go back to your document, and that's the old-fashioned way of sharing documents with other people, printing them out here in Word 2019.